come sit down.
Okay, here we go.
Hi everyone, and
Hi.
welcome to New Year's Eve, also known as January 7th, because we tried to record on New Year's Eve and definitely failed.
I mean, we recorded, but we recorded
A minute.
a minute and a half.
So this is your sewing buddy, Lauren, here to talk at you while you do your own creative thing. This is my friend Christina. Today we're doing
Hello.
My Sewing Buddies, where I talk with my creative friends. Christina, what are the creative things that you do?
Oh god, well, a bunch of things. One, I forgot what I said last time, but that's part of the problem because I'm trying to
You know
recreate
what?
the vibe.
Don't worry about it. We're starting from scratch.
All right, so starting from scratch.
Speaking of, I'm stealing some of your rum and coke because mine's empty.
do that. Yeah. So the creative things that I do are right now. I make a lot of funny cat videos.
That's a start.
Yeah, it's definitely just me filming my cats whenever they do something fucking stupid. And I get a
Which is
lot
all
of
the time.
it's constantly. So really I get a lot of creative fulfillment from that.
But you also draw?
I also draw. Yeah, I've been trying to get back into drawing because I really didn't draw for like a while after I graduated college because I didn't have like I guess the motivation. Without having like assignments, it was hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna actually do a thing. I'm gonna like do a project.
That happens. When your craft becomes a job, it gets a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I also just kind of really need outside motivation to like do stuff. I'm not very good at being self-directed because when left to my own devices, I will just like kind of lie in one spot and watch YouTube videos.
We call that depression.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah. But what are the kinds of things that you do like to draw when you do draw? And you paint too, right?
Yeah, I also do paint. So I just like drawing like creepy things. Sort of spooky things generally. When I was younger, I was really into drawing like sort of fantasy animals.
We talked last time about it's like the feeling you get when you're on a long road trip at night with your parents.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's sort of the thing I go for right in my art right now. I'm sort of trying to create landscapes that give the sort of nostalgic impression that I had when I was on road trips when I was a child. And like that feeling of sitting in the back seat of like a minivan or a rental car and watching unknown scenery go by in like half light and feeling kind of outside of your normal world.
Okay.
So I guess one would call that magical realism. That was a term that I learned in like freshman year art class and like really vibed with. So
Pause. So, after some technical difficulty fixes.
technical difficulties meaning I had lipstick on my teeth. Anyway,
Go on.
go on. Where was I?
Minivan.
Cars at night. Yeah. So it's sort of that whole like emotional place I was in is like really nostalgic and inspirational to me, I guess. Because like when I was going on a lot of these road trips with my family, it was at a really transitional time in my life. Like it was like we drive around the country visiting colleges, and so I was like looking to like imaginary futures of my life, and trying to see myself in these places, but also like feeling kind of far from home and feeling like I didn't belong and kind of awkward. So it's a lot of those like really adolescent feelings, and also like so when I visited the Midwest to visit colleges, it felt like completely different from anywhere I'd ever lived, and I was really captured by that. I remember driving through Indiana and seeing fireflies for the first time ever in my life. It was like this thing that I'd read about in books, but
Right.
like didn't think was a real thing.
Yeah.
those things.
I don't know that I've ever actually seen a firefly for reals.
I've seen one from inside a car, which I guess counts.
Yeah. That's more real than I've seen.
Yeah, they all kept hitting the windshield and dying, which is, there's that.
Yeah. That's some paint inspiration right there.
For real. So everything about like driving on little roads in the middle of nowhere in the Midwest seemed, and this is my cat, hello Fitzy, seemed really haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember a couple incidents. The first time, we were in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, and we stopped on an overpass to change drivers, and I looked over and it's just corn for fucking miles. It's just corn. That's all the Midwest is. And I'm looking out over this corn and I see a shack, and behind the shack there's a rusted barrel, and out of the rusted barrel grows a single pot plant. And
that's a thing.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, this is really something else.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And there was also in Kansas, there was the motel, the Holiday Inn we stayed at, which had one of those water parks in the middle. This is apparently a thing in Holiday Inns. But the power went, there was a huge thunderstorm and the power went out, and everyone sort of wandered down from their rooms to
Fitzy's destroying stuff.
Yeah, my cat's doing his usual thing of causing wanton destruction. Yeah, everyone wandered down from their rooms and looked through the sliding doors at the rain going horizontal and the lightning flashing. And and the way those Holiday Inns are set up is there's rooms as sort of a perimeter to the central bit, which is a pool and a water slide, and the ceiling's glass.
Huh.
And so watching the rain pour down on that and seeing the lightning through that, and then seeing my human father just run out into the thunderstorm because he realized he forgot to close the windows in the car.
As opposed to your other father.
Oh yeah, my alien father stayed there.
Okay, good.
Yeah. He's
the sensible one.
The sensible man that he is.
Whereas the human runs out into the thunder to the car.
As men do.
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember these things seeming a lot larger than life, and I think that's partly because I was going off to college and really trying to make everything seem super meaningful.
Right.
But it's all really good imagery. And it's all kind of spooky and the more I lived in the Midwest, the more it got wrapped up in this idea of not Dust Bowl imagery, what the Rust Belt. That's the term. Okay. Rust Belt imagery and all these small towns that are kind of dying, and living an hour from Columbus in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there's just a college and a Walmart, and that's where you kind of a downtown to this small town, but it's very much family businesses that have stopped existing, and one store that sells vacuum cleaners supposedly, but there's no one there. That's spooky.
Yeah.
It's good spooky shit.
Those,
not to, completely disrespect the experience of, dealing with that kind of, rural decay, but if I was gonna set a horror movie, I'd set it in Mount Vernon, Ohio.
That's fair. Does your art exist online anywhere?
Not anymore, really, because I, accidentally deleted my Tumblr.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was really solid of me. Yeah, so I've got photos of a lot of my paintings, but they're in my Dropbox. And I have to dig back a few years because it's photos of things I painted from 4 phones ago.
Ooh.
And then I have a bunch of digital art on an external hard drive that I don't know if it works. I'm not great at archiving. I'm in fact really terrible at it, and I have this habit of looking back at my old art and getting embarrassed by it, and then, like, getting rid of it.
I mean, that's kind of what we all do.
Yeah.
Like, that just means you're improving.
Yeah. Yeah, there's stuff that I'm really proud of and that I'd still show to people. Like there's this painting I did when I was sort of experimenting with like pouring techniques. And so I did like a pour background in oils and then painted like a kind of mystical lake scene with like Loch Ness monster heads and lamps.
Nice.
And I still really love that painting. It's in storage right now, and I'd like to, put it up somewhere in my house.
You should. And like get a good photo of it and
get a photo of it that's not on a fucking potato.
Yeah.
That would be nice. It's been
Don't take photos with potatoes. Unless it's an art thing.
I could make a case for it was a stylistic choice to take a photo of my favorite painting I've ever done on an Android phone that was like 3 years old when I bought it.
I was thinking more like you laying out in like a pile of potatoes and like someone taking a picture of that. But
well, I'm definitely gonna do that now. That's
okay.
a really great idea, and I'm stealing it.
It was her idea.
Yeah, it's mine now. I claimed it. Copyright Christina Void Hugs 2020.
Speaking of potatoes, you also do cooking.
Yes, I do. I do also cook. So it was a thing. It was a thing I like abandoned for like a year or so because the Depression, the Great Depression of me personally, not the one in the 1930s.
The 30s are coming up sooner than we think.
Yeah, my personal 30s. Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been sort of trying to get back into that because I enjoy the creative pursuit of like making something delicious, just kind of because I thought it would be cool and is like a thing to personally enjoy. So I've been baking again. I make cheesecakes for holidays.
And for your friends, just because.
Yeah, sure.
You want them to be fat.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love making cheesecake. It's so satisfying because it seems like such a complex thing. It's just like, okay, yeah, these are what the ingredients are, and if you like don't get the temperature completely wrong, it will have structural integrity when you take it out of the oven.
How often does your surface crack?
Oh, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I made one cheesecake that stuck together.
Fitzy's very upset.
He just wants to let us know that he caught the pine cone.
Good job, Fitzy!
We're proud of you! You did it! Anyway. Yeah, so... a common theme in this interview being like, one time I did it real good, and I haven't repeated it since, but I'm real proud of that one time. So, yeah, but every time I make a cheesecake, it tastes good, so I don't super care about it looking good.
I mean, that is the point of a cheesecake.
Yeah, in the end, food presentation is nice. With our eyes, as everyone on the Bon Appetit test kitchen likes to say, and I take them very seriously. They are my heroes and my icons. I can't always get there because I'm just doing stuff in my house, so I'm gonna just eat it 10 minutes later anyway, and I'm not the kind of person to just take pictures of food and then put that online.
But you could. I
could and be like, hey, I cooked this, and that would be actually way more cool than being like, hey, I bought this.
Or hey, here's my cat. Again.
Yeah, I really feel my content's becoming quite one note. I'm sorry, Fitzy. You're... Ow. You're clawing me, first of all.
I mean, he was just rubbing his face all over my boot, so...
He was doing that.
Polishing for me.
A very important job.
Yes. So I think the other thing we talked about last time was your latte art.
Yeah, so that's a thing that I've been trying to get good at because it's, you know, my job, I guess. But I actually like find it really satisfying because it's like I feel like I can actually like go to work and be creative, which rules, and there's a certain amount of like instant validation for it.
Like, what's the most complicated latte art you've done?
Okay, so literally yesterday I tried to do a swan and it didn't work super well, and I also didn't get a photo. But like I figured out the principle of it, and I figured out like, oh, okay, like I could actually do this.
So next time with photos.
Yeah, so definitely like I'll do it for real at some point and be like, fuck, I don't have my phone. Fuck. And then I'll do it again.
So the one we actually get photos of will be even better because she'll have had more.
Yeah, by the time I get around to taking photos of like anything I've done, I've practiced a lot because I don't often have my phone on me at work. Except for all the times that I do.
The only
I'm not supposed to is the thing.
I mean, if it's for the purpose of taking the photo of the latte art you did, I feel like that's work related.
Yeah, and it's like fine, and then I'm gonna send it to someone, and it's gonna go on the like Instagram, and it's fine.
You'll hashtag your work, and like everyone will want to come get your fabulous latte art.
Yeah, I'm doing important marketing here.
Exactly.
Guys. I'm not just like holding everything up so I can take a picture of this drink before it goes out.
It's not like you're texting whoever being like, OMG, latte, so good, art for reals, yo.
Yes, that's exactly how I text. You have done a perfect impression of my literary voice.
I know. I did my stint as a barista, and
it's a wild time.
Yeah, I had a very nitpicky boss though, like over my shoulder checking every drink, and if it wasn't pretty enough, then she would say put a lid on it or make it over, and then she would try to charge me for that. But
that's just deeply unethical, goddamn.
Yeah,
that's also like a waste of product.
That's part. Well, I would drink it. So
okay.
It wouldn't get wasted, but yeah, that's part of why I don't work there anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I did manage to make latte hearts, and a lot of the times they looked kind of like a sliced open onion.
Well, you know, that's part of it. I've definitely made a lot of drinks that look like dongs.
Yes. Yeah, I've done a couple of those too.
Yeah, and then it tends to be a thing of like, how reasonably can I give this to a human?
That's when you put the lid on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Fitzy in frame? Because he's so cute right now.
I hope so. He's being a boy.
He is. Look at those little beans.
Yeah.
This is peak content.
Fitzy is going to get me all the views.
As he should.
I'm just gonna tag Fitzy and nothing else on this video, and it'll be amazing.
I mean, definitely, like the 10 people who follow me on Twitter who are active and care about my posts. I will link this video and be like, Fitzy's in it, and they'll click.
Awesome. That'll get me up from 44 to 46 followers.
Hell yeah!
Woo! Hey, that was almost solid, even though it was just like
the cat hair flying through the air right now.
It's amazing.
My god.
Yes, this has been my friend Christina.
Thank you.
Where can they find you on the internet? If you want to share.
Yeah, my Twitter is Void Hugs. All of my other social media exists, but I don't use it.
Void Hugs on Twitter.
Yeah.
There you go. So this has been your sewing buddy. I hope you go and create beautiful things. I want to hear all about what you've been working on while you were listening to this. Hopefully it was something, because if you just sit and watch us, I mean, that's entertaining too, but that feels kind of weird at that point. Like, follow, subscribe, share, comments, all of that. Do all the things.
Yeah, tell Fitzy he's the best cat.
Tell Fitzy he's the best boy, because he really is.
He is the #1 boy.
Yes. And I will hopefully see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
good video. I don't think I was as funny this time.